Grand Rising and Priming, powerful being. Shout out to you. It's the Holistic Motivator. And today I'm going to be talking about how to prime yourself to a positive state. Priming yourself to a positive state is about deciding that you can go the way you want to go, right? And you can get yourself in a positive state with certain practices. Shout out to Coach McConnor. With certain practices and tools in your belt that you've already used. Okay. I'm going to keep it real. I was just outside. I was getting some tea. Oh, hold up. Let me drink my tea real quick. By the way, y'all get some tea. Link is in my bio. Get you some anxiety. But I was getting some teas, right? And that's a way to prime yourself in a positive state, is to drink tea. And then this song came. Oh, shit. I'm making a mess. Dropping water in my mouth. Okay. I was drinking some tea, and then this song came on my phone. And it was a gospel song. And it was very positive, and I was singing it, and I just felt so alive, so good, so grateful, right? So that was just an example. Sometimes just taking some time to do something that you enjoy, and then actually putting in some positive music can transform your mood. So I want you to listen to the different songs you're listening. Does the song you listen to elevate your spirit, or does it kind of bring you down? Is it making you more anxious, or is it, right? So one of the major ways that you could prime yourself to a positive state is going to be with sound. So that's number one. All right, so the number one way is sound. Number two is going to be getting in touch with nature. We're going to get straight into it. I saw you commented on my post, Coach McConnor. You commented on my post about starting your garden. Congratulations. And anybody out there who's been thinking about starting garden, if you have not yet started garden, I totally recommend that you do. All right, so the reason why you want to do that is you're almost going to wake up to paradise every time you rise up, because you're going to look forward to getting outside, being amongst nature, taking care of plants, and nature rewards you when you take care of nature. Okay, so this is going to be therapy for you. And you're welcome, by the way. This is going to be therapy for you, and I totally recommend that you get your kids involved in it, you get them active in it, because that's going to change their life. And one of the reasons why you want to start gardening, start being amongst nature, is many reasons. First of all, have y'all seen the prices of food? I mean, comment below about what the prices of food are and how's that been affecting you. Comment below and let me know. So have you seen the prices of food and how high the prices of food are? Prices of food are super expensive, one. And the second is, you don't even know what's real or what's not. So you have to grow your own food for practical reasons. For instance, you need some peppers. You don't have to buy peppers. That's easy to grow. You need some tomatoes. You don't have to buy tomatoes. That's easy to grow. A lot of times I take some amaranth, and I recommend y'all get some amaranth seeds. And if you need some seeds, holler at me. I got some seeds. So you can have a tea garden. So you can save money. Think about it. You need mint, you got it at your house. You need teas, you got it at your house. I got lemongrass, vervain, lipia alba, all these teas, catnip, all these teas, I got them here, right? So that's saving money on teas. Root vegetables. You don't need a space for that. You can literally, you need space for root vegetables, but I'm saying it's not a lot of maintenance, especially if you have a backyard. You could let the potatoes grow underneath the ground all year. It'll take care of itself. You could plant the head of your yams, right? The head of the yam, cut the head off, put it in water, or just leave it. Sometimes it grows naturally, it will sprout. And you could plant that. Of course, you want to have leaves on the bottom of it, and you put the head in, you could turn it and put your dirt over it. So your yams, you got potato from the store, you plant that, right? You bought a bunch of turmeric for your juice. Take one of the turmeric, put it underneath the ground, let that thing grow. So now you get more turmeric. You got ginger for your veggie juice. Take the ginger root, put it underneath the ground, now you're going to get more ginger. Okay, right? Beets, you could plant that. So start figuring out what you can plant. One of the easiest things to do is to plant leafy greens, right? Because leafy greens take less time to give you fruit rather than planting fruits or vegetables. So leafy green more enlightenment, because then it becomes a meditation in its own. You start to witness the law of harmony in action. Okay, so one of the laws that we've been talking about today is the law of divine order, and the law of harmony was yesterday. But here it is, the law of divine order. Okay, and this is how you prime yourself to a positive state, following the law of divine order. To understand this law, study the natural balance of nature, where everything it is as it should be. The collective thoughts of mankind create the collective environment for us all. Let's start from there. To understand this law, the law of divine order, study the natural balance of nature, where everything is as it should be. What's the best way to study the balance of nature than to get out in nature and help nature, right? You want to get your hand, it's like in class. You have to do an activity, right? So this is the activity that you're doing. And then now it says, the collective thoughts of mankind create the collective environment for us all. If we all are starting to shift, and I've seen it, people are starting gardens. Like, people are shifting their lifestyle. People are eating healthy. People are juicing. People are moving. People are changing the rhetoric. We can change the world of the world. We could help collectively the world come out of fear and into love. So this thing transforms the collective energy, y'all. So it's deeper than just you doing it by yourself. You are infecting the collective energy. So noticing the divine order. This is another tip to prime yourself to a positive mind. Noticing the divine order, the law of divine order to everything. Have you ever wondered how certain things just happen? Right? Wonder and amazement of those things, and you're going to switch from thinking to gratitude. Let me repeat that. Have you ever just wondered how, like, this tree is so tall, how the sun rises and the sun sets and the stars move, how the moon changes in phases? If you just become curious about the cyclical nature of the law of divine order says is going to create something, right? It's going to allow you to have this innate appreciation for what you have, and then you're going to start to live differently because you're not drifting anymore. You're conscious and woke of what's really here. A lot of people think that they have to die to go to heaven. You have to die to your old way of thinking, old way of being, to reveal the heaven that's here on earth. Okay? And I'm not saying that when you die you're not going to heaven. I'm not saying that. I don't know where you're going to go. Right? We all have our beliefs. What I'm saying is, while you're here, if you die to certain old ways of thinking, you can create heaven here. Right? Therefore, this is not even on a matter of religion or anything. This is a matter of choice, of utilizing the power that God put in you. And when you give homage and praise to God, God opens up the gates of heaven within you while you're here. Then you are able to experience the high things that people think they need to go to heaven for, like love, peace, joy, gratitude. All of these things are here. Like, and you feel the praise that you have for the Creator because you experience these things. So it goes with our energy, transform into thoughts, emotion, words, and deeds, causes all experiences, thus giving us the opportunity to learn the lessons that we need. We are all one. Dominant traits of mankind will emerge to resolve our group karma. We should balance this harmony. Fear is the problem and love is the answer. So one of the major things is switching out of fear and into love. Comment love in the chat if you choose love and not fear. Okay? So the law of divine order is not only seeing the greatness in everything and understanding that everything is connected and our energy transform into thoughts, emotions, and words, and then deeds. So transforming your energy is like, starts with how you're being, how you're thinking, which will lead to how you're feeling, which leads into what you speak into your life, and then causes how you act. We should balance this harmony, okay? Fear is the problem and love is the answer. Okay. All right. So that's the law of divine order. So we've been every day now in the tribe. What we've been doing is every day we're looking at a universal law, right? This next couple of months is going to be the divine laws. Why study the laws? Most people want strategies. And in getting the strategy, they want to use the strategy to change their life, right? But if you get spiritually in line and you reach enlightenment, then you don't need much strategies. You start to see you start to reveal the strategies. So you could go to somebody to learn how to do a certain thing, but that should not be the means to an end. It should be to get you to be able to then be able to do that thing, to introduce you, and then you become a seeker where you're able to find everything else that you need. So what I'm saying is this: strategies will give you a solution to a problem, but it won't make you a solution to your problems. So a strategy is effective for, I need that strategy to overcome this hump, but it's not going to give you the idea to the philosophy that helps you come up with strategy. So best you study the laws, so that way you could understand the laws of everything, and then you will somehow come up with the strategy. And where does the strategy come from? It comes from God, the ether, the universe. It comes from a collective source, the law of divine order. So we must seek strategy, but we must balance that with understanding the laws. Because it's not that I need to remember what I'm going to say to you. It's just that I need to understand what I want to express. And understanding that expression, I'm able to pull out what I need to give. And wherever that comes from, whether it's something I learned, something I watched, just out of anywhere, it's coming. So best you study the universal laws. Best you study the laws of Mahat. Best you study the 59 universal laws. I had posted that in the Mighty Networks app underneath the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. Best you study the fundamentals, and then you're going to step into everything else. A lot of people don't understand that concept of learning. You learn not so you can apply exactly what you learn as it is. You learn so you could open your mind and step on ladders and see higher, and then you're going to see stuff other people didn't see because you've learned to get up there to see. So learning is not, oh, Ed told me this, I'm going to take that and take his quote and repeat the quote. Learning is, I got this idea conveyed and I understand that idea. Now I'm able to see from a different perspective. Now I'm just going to operate in my gift, and then now I'm going to reveal what's in me in this fashion. So we must understand that concept. So make sure what you do is the product of your own evolution. Make sure what you do is the product of your own conclusion. Make sure what you do is the product of your spiritual insight, backed up by facts, knowledge, and timeless wisdom, right? So everything is a plus to what you know innately. And you know innately because you built yourself to be in a certain way. So building yourself to be in a certain way starts with the process, the journey. So a lot of people, like, they'll probably ask me, look, what I'm going through this, what do I need to do that? And then I can tell a lot of different things that's really, I'm like, okay, because I know the human experience because I'm in it, right? We all know, we can know, even though it differs from person to person. But what I always know is, okay, what you really need now is a lifestyle shift. Because I can give you one strategy. So I'm going to give you a couple of strategies to help you make the shift. And I know once you go down the path, if you stick through it, and I'm going to give you some motivation along the path to just keep reminding you to keep going with the path. And if you do that, I won't give you any answer. You would have gotten some strategies and you would have became the answer. Your lifestyle in itself would transform. Somebody says, I'm sick right now. And you probably know, okay, I can tell it's the food that you're eating, it's probably what you're moving, it's the emotions you're experiencing. So what's the best way? Oh, what's the pill that I need to take? Nah, that's not the solution. The solution is, what do I need to stop doing? The solution is, what do I need to start doing? And how do I keep myself aligned in that doing? So as coaches and guides, we must understand that we could cripple people with solution that's black and white. But when we give them a guidance that allows them to cultivate and create their own path, we just motivate them in that path. They are then now getting enlightened in the process of their own enlightenment rather than the process of you holding their hand. Enlightenment is not somebody holding your hand through the darkness. It's you walking on crunches. You got hit on the left side. You got a patch on your eyes. And you're going through the dark night of the soul trying to figure it out. Now, along the way, if you find a couple of light guides, teachers, you're supposed to come, learn, they point you in that direction, and you keep going along the path. Now, you could spend time with those teachers, spend time with those environments, but you must understand that it isn't that some people now, they're really like, yo, I don't want to have to go through anything myself. I just want to get a solution to a problem. It does not kind of work. It's like you shooting up IV, and like you're like, I need energy. But no, you need to figure out how you're eating, and that's going to be a lifestyle shift, a mindset shift. So what I do a lot, what I do that's effective, and I would recommend it, is I work on the mindset just more, and I work on growing all around, because I know that keeps a solution that solves it. Here's why I say this. I was a fitness coach primarily when I first started in wellness, and that was 2015. That was like 6-7 years ago. I was a fitness coach primarily. And somebody would come to me and they usually tell me the same thing. Yo, Ed, I want a big booty, flat abs, I want to lose weight, and I want to be healthy. I was like, start with healthy first. But everybody wanted the benefits of aligning themselves in a way that they can be and they were designed to be. They want the benefits of it, but they don't want this lifestyle shift. So I always said fitness is a lifestyle. So I've been saying this lifestyle thing for a while. I was like, fitness is a lifestyle. You have to change your lifestyle, the way you think and what you do. But I would only give them a solution. So they would take the solution and try it, but they would not be so focused on lifestyle, because I didn't create a system to help coach their mindset and actually encourage them along the pathway as much as I wanted to. So that's when I said I need to add personal development to my belt. This is when I started to be tiered towards helping people with their mindset. So I got into motivational speaking, and I started to study it like a serious student. I'm studying every speaker, their dialect, their use of threes, the inflection of their voices, literally like studying the game, reading, web, like everything I get my hand on. And I was going through it, so I wasn't spending money. I was just being resourceful. I was getting all the free stuff. I was spending no money on those resources. But those people helped me transform my life a whole lot. Because as I kept listening to the mindset and the mentality, my mindset started shifting, my lifestyle started shifting, and then I was like, damn, I'm getting way different results. So I realized that I'm now going to do it for other people what they did for me. And I'm going to converge the practical, this is how you do it, with the guidance, this is the why you should do it, and the motivation as, hey, remember to do that. And then with the enough spiritual universal laws through my speeches affects the person to see life in a certain way, to see what they already have, which helps them transform their life a long time. Which means somebody can listen to my podcast, edtalksdaily.com. at edtalksdaily.com. And if they listen to the podcast long enough, their mindset can shift. And then now they can do a whole bunch of different stuff. They start to look for different stuff. They start to, oh, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start walking or breathing or meditating. I'm going to start gardening. That one little life shifts get them on a path that I had no influence for. That I didn't tell them how to do this, that, but they got on that path. And when they got on that path, boom, they got that thing done. Now, they didn't have to buy anything from me as a coach, but I added value to somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? That's way deeper, right? That's like, yo, that's like doing what you came here to do. And they can tell somebody, oh, remember the holistic motive? You needed to hire him for that. Oh, get him for your event. It comes back to you. So this is one of the things I was talking about earlier, which is the law of divine order. To understand this law, study the natural balance of nature where everything is as it should be. The collective thoughts of mankind create the collective environment for us all. Our energy transforms into thoughts, emotions, words, and deeds, and it causes all experiences, thus giving us the opportunity to learn the lessons that we need. We are all one. Dominant traits of mankind will emerge to resolve our group karma. We should love to balance disharmony. Fear is the problem and love is the answer. Look, we are all one. Dominant traits of mankind will emerge to resolve our group karma. Look, if we want to resolve our group karma, we have to raise the consciousness. And the way we raise our consciousness and our vibration is going to be determined upon what we do every day, how we live our life. The very way that we walk. Do you walk like, damn, I gotta, or do you walk gracefully? The very way you experience life, that, I'm telling you, in the subtle things is where true enlightenment is. Not in the conception of things. It's not in defending that there's a matrix that you reach that moment of enlightenment. It's actually when you say nothing at all and see everything. That's when it comes. A lot of people are defending a way of thinking when that's not the true way of, per se, being enlightenment, because then when you are building attachment to ideas, you're letting go of the possibility of tapping into all ideas. When you so attached to ideas, that's a problem in itself. So you must not be attached to the ideas, mindsets, and philosophies. They all should be books and ladder to allow you to see, so you can see the truth. So I love that quote, yes, but the quote is not what is important. Said, but this person said this quote. This is what it is. Yes, this quote very well puts life in a good perspective. But this quote is not life. Oh, let's say this meme. You read a post and it says, let's say alkaline diet. It says, you must have an alkaline diet or you will die. And you're like, I agree. Some people say, I disagree. Okay, we must not put somebody's salvation on a choice that somebody promoted that is effective in reversing disease and keeping you from getting sick. We must not make that the marker and say this is the marker, and have so much markers that we're scaring people away that needs your own service. So I'm not saying not to have something you stand for, but I'm saying don't turn what you stand for into a hardwired religion, because it might, sometimes what you're standing on is not, you might be standing on something that you don't know for true that it is. Like you standing on it and you're like, this is it. But this may not be it, because you learned that it from somewhere at some point in time. And if you really want to doubt, is actually a good thing. Because if you're so certain about everything that you know, that's the true way to know nothing. Okay? So I'm not saying you not to be certain, not to stand on stuff. But what I'm saying is, do not certain yourself into oblivion. Because the best way to not know at all is to claim that you know it all. Okay, that's the best way to not know at all. Is to claim that you know it all. So continue growing, continue learning, and the journey itself is going to teach you everything you need to know. Just be conscious doing it. So practices to help you remain conscious. I teach Qigong. Okay. Type Qi in the chat if you know what Qigong is. Type Qi in the chat if you know what Qigong is. I teach something called Qigong, and I teach it every day at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Eastern on Zoom. I meet a lot of healers, a lot of people in the process of healing, a lot of people who are building themselves up to then be able to package that and serve it. So in the rising, you can do something with me called Rising Prime, okay? And it's a holistic rising routine to help you get your day started with a positive routine that includes this: mental health check-in. Check in on yourself so you don't wreck yourself. So, and I talk about strategies, but we actually do it. Then mindful movement. I teach Qigong, so we do some internal exercises. So Qi meaning mastering your life force energy. So how to breathe, move, dance, and self-massage stress out of your body. So this helps you prime yourself to a positive state. And then we do personal development. You see how we're having this conversation? We have conversation amongst each other. So you have a tribe to support you along your journey. And there's other conversations that are being had in the tribe. And we do that through book clubs. We do that through reviewing these spiritual laws. We do that by doing a lot of things. And then we close it off with some powerful affirmation. Okay? And after these affirmations, you're just like, whoa, I'm ready to start the day. So that's the concept of Rising Prime. And you can join this on Friday for free if you're not yet in the community. Just go to risingprime.co and sign up. Okay? So I've been doing this since 2020. I started in the pandemic, started doing online coaching services. So then I started a community to do it online. So if you want to transform your health, your mind, your philosophy, you want to meditate more, you want to breathe more, you want to be more in shape, you want to lose weight, you want to tone up, it's going to have to do with your habits, with your routines. It's that simple. The biggest way for life change is through habitual changes put into a routine done over time. It's going to be in your rituals. If you look at a man's six-pack or a man's belly, you could tell the man's rituals. How do you build the ritual that's going to serve you? You got to do it long enough consistently till it sticks. How do you do it long enough to consistently till it sticks? You got to break the pattern. How do you break the pattern? You got to make a decision. How do you make the decision? Something has to hit. Okay? Something has to hit. So this is my intermission to say, if you've not been rising intentionally, you are missing on productivity. If you're an entrepreneur, it's very important that you are documenting, journaling, organizing, and you're getting yourself to a state of creation. Now, Tony Robbins, he's been doing this for a long time.